This is the Finesse Media Podcast, Season 3.
I'm about to make an investment. I'm going to be one of the first females to open up a strip club in Los Angeles. I should have on my license. It should be open by next summer. It's going to be called Beefies. Yeah, all the strippers will weigh like 180 and up. And the stripper pole is gonna be different. It's gonna be like about the size of a telephone pole. And we're not really gonna swing around that motherfucker. We're just gonna kind of walk around that bitch. It was hot in here. Ain't y'all hot in here? Hey, thank you guys so much for your attention. Thank you so much.
Back again, so I'm not going to stall it because I know this is going to be a fantastic conversation. The original bad girl of comedy, my friend Luenell, comedian. Welcome back, Queen. What's up?
Thank you for having me, baby. It's good to be seen, not viewed.
It's good to be seen and not viewed. You just said that, so I love that. And how you've been in this catch up. I think that's what I said I wanted to do. How are you doing since your surgery?
Well, thank you. And the surgery you're speaking of, I had total knee replacement surgery in my left knee. I'm going to go back in February, get it in my right knee. I think all that squatting I was doing in the 80s, caught up with me. And, these are the problems of the trap hose. People don't know trap hose going to end up with, arthritis and all that kind of stuff, because even a trappo is real, is a real person. So.
No, you trapping and doing some shit, because I see you in this Rihanna Fenty, the Savage Fenty line. You killing that shit, and I want to definitely ask you about that. You've been doing a lot of stuff since the pandemic. It seems like you had a busy year, even in the pandemic.
Yes, I put in a lot of work all the time that people just sleep on me. They don't know what I be doing. I'm doing stuff right now. With, for real. So if you're going to talk about it, if you're going to talk about it, don't be about it. If you're going to be about it, don't talk about it.
Yeah. And
I have a lot of projects that are about to drop, and I'm very, very proud of the work that I put in. I work hard.
Yeah. But you were down in Texas, I was saying right before we went live, and you had your knee surgery down here in Texas. I'm in Dallas, Texas. So how was that time spent? I know you had a lovely time with your sister. You went live, so a lot of people who were following your page surely kept up with you. But how was that being in Texas with your sister and being able to recover? Because she's a nurse too.
Yes, I have 7 brothers and sisters, and they're all in Arkansas and Texas. Well, one's in Kansas City.
Listen, I'm wearing my Arkansas shirt for you too, with the Arkansas Pine Bluff mascot. That's where I'm an alumni.
Well, I will be glad to receive that. I want one of those.
Okay, and, I got you. I got you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. The factor that made me go ahead with the surgery is, number one, my sister is a nurse. She's been one for 35 years. She just retired last year, and this condition that I have is hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
Hereditary osteoarthritis. Our mother had it. She had the rheumatoid. We didn't have the ones that make your hands gnarl up. We just were all bow-legged, and we had arthritis, and plus all that squatting I did in the 80s, was really took its toll. So, if you have the insurance and if you're able and something is hurting you and you are not like in your 90s, you should get it. You should get whatever surgery you take. I'm not a surgery person. I haven't had a surgery since my daughter was born 25 years ago. But I was like, there's got to be something better than this. And I got the left one done. I'll be getting the right one done in February. Then I'm going to get 2021 right in the ass.
That's what's up. But you talked about your daughter last time you came on. It was, of course, trending. You not letting your daughter in, and we cleared that up. That wasn't the case. We definitely don't want to, jump back into that. But then, Luenell, I'm watching the TV and clicking through the channel, and the Y'all Fix My Life come on, and it's a season reel of you and your daughter on that show. So
I'm not ashamed to say that I smoke crack cocaine. I am, however, ashamed to say that I did not get the accompanying weight loss. People think that I can be a hothead. I can. You better get out my way, bitch, before I eat you.
Living with a comedian is a mess.
Anytime I try to explain myself, it literally turns into an attack.
Being a female comedian and a mother, if you don't build a block, you'll cry every day.
To her, it looked like you closed the door and went on about your business.
I don't want to think that I hurt my baby.
We don't always recognize the masks we wear are a part of our baggage. And the more sacred we hold the baggage, the more chiseled.
Talk to us, and for those who saw the show, kind of what that's been like for you and your daughter. How's that relationship kind of still been rocky, or have you guys kind of mended itself?
Well, you know, everything is a process. And I found out things on the show that I didn't know. And, you know, we're not the type, like we have our moments, but we didn't have them on the show. I didn't come into it to be like, wow, I came in it to listen. And my daughter's feelings and emotions are very important to me. I don't know if mine are as important to her, but the way she let me have it. But I've done the best that I could. My mother passed away a month before I got pregnant, so I didn't have a lot of advice. I didn't have a lot of help. And then my star was rising, and I was on the road. I missed a lot of things. I could pay for them. I missed a lot of things. And I didn't think it bothered her at all, but I found out that it did. So we're a work in progress. We're going to be doing family therapy because we want to be the best mom, daughter that we can be. No secrets, no bullshit, nothing like that.
That's what's up, and that's a good thing to hear. It's time for the holidays. Anybody got time for that? And love to see, you know, y'all coming together during that time. Look at you, Luenell, in this holiday costume on your Hey Luenell channel on YouTube, which was something else when you came on. You was dropping. I don't think it had came. Maybe no, it was out already. You was definitely in the first 5 episodes, but now you're probably 3,500 episodes in, or not 35, but really you're a lot of episodes in. But you do this on every Wednesday on your YouTube channel, Hey Luenell. So what's been the feedback? Because I know being a comic and not being able to touch the people has been difficult, but being consistent every Wednesday, you know, at 3:00 on Hey Luenell, how has that been? How has that been like reaching your fans? How has that kind of changed?
I think it's been good for them and good for me as well, because you know, you want to stay in contact with your fan base. You don't want to fall off, you know, and we need some kind of, we as entertainers need some kind of interaction with our people. And you want to gauge, you know, how you doing? Do the people like you, whatever like that? And you can't just be doing stand-up comedy around the country for people and then leave them hanging. Mm-hmm. You got to give them something. So my friend Flame Monroe suggested that I start the YouTube show, and you know, it gives me a reason to get dressed up like this. I do that. You must know that I do not put all this makeup on to sit around the crib. You know, stop tidying up. Goddamn, those are nice. Oh. What about this? This one right here too.
Luenell, where the hell you at? I see, for people who can't see us and they're listening to us, but where are you? Because I see albums in the back. It's like are you about to make an album? It's like
right now I am in my studio that I am in partnership with my manager.
Okay.
It's called Next Wave DLC. And that stands for our children. Next Wave, Danelle, Lily, and Zoe. Danelle's my daughter. Lily and Zoe's Bill's daughter. We've been friends for like 25 years. I trust him. He's my manager. He's very smart. He's a newspaper editor, the Sacramento Observer newspaper in Sacramento. Is the first all-black owned, operated, all-black newspaper in Sacramento. So he knows about so much. And I didn't even know that when I knew him. But I'm in the studio here in Sherman Oaks. And I used to broadcast from my house before the studio was ready. Okay. Now the studio is ready, so I usually broadcast from here. But I'll probably be here next Wednesday. Then after that, I'll be at the house for a little while, so Bill can, take time out with the family and stuff like that.
That's what's up. No, y'all, you get it cracking on. Listen, y'all check her YouTube page out. The goddamn Hey Luenell. Luenell is hilarious. Virtually
HeyLuenell.
Definitely. She was in the backyard over the summer. I had Hope Flood on. Hope Flood kicked the season off with the Finesse Media podcast. Shout out to my girl Hope. She came on for episode 1. And I was telling
That's
her
my
how,
girl.
yeah, we spoke about you and all the good things. And so she was in the backyard and I saw you doing all the crazy stuff. But that
it's the backyard boogie.
The backyard boogie. Yep. And you had a couple of other celebs to drop by and had a good time with you too.
Miguel Nunez, kid from Kid and Play. Darius McCrary, yeah.
Gig popped up in the scene just in the backyard. I'm like, oh shit, that's Kid.
What's a house party without Kid from Kid and Play?
Oh man, that shit was nice. So I like, damn, Luenell got all the folks coming through.
Can you turn this off now?
But then Luenell too, of course, I got to talk about it. So with your movie coming out, Coming to America, Part 2, you're rolling that's rolling out, coming up soon, but it was sold to Amazon. How did you feel about that?
It was Paramount sold it to Amazon Prime, and it will be coming. It was due to come out in the theaters on December 18th. But they made a deal, they sold it to Amazon Prime. It won't be out till March 5th. But the blessing is, had it come out in the theaters, only the people who dare would be able to go see it. But with it coming out on Amazon Prime, everybody who wants to see it will be able to see it because you're in your own home, safe. You can pop your own popcorn, wear your jammies and stuff like that, and sit back and watch a really great movie, which, by the way, I got an advance copy the other day. I saw it. There was a link for 24 hours. I saw the movie, and I absolutely loved it. I'm so proud to be part of this legacy film. Like, for real, I can't even go into everything that I loved about the movie.
Wow, man. So, and it's going to bring all of the same cast members back, right?
All of the same cast members, from Louis Anderson to James Earl Jones, to Arsenio, to Eddie, to the old men in the barbershop, to Randy Watson, the sexual chocolate, to the Reverend. Everybody. The only person who didn't make it back was Madge Sinclair, the mother of Prince Hakeem, because she passed away. Mm-hmm. This thirsty sister isn't in it, but you see her picture. And Eric LaSalle is not in it, the soul world boyfriend, because it's 30 years later. What the fuck you are doing with your old boyfriend?
And then you did Dolomite. Dolomite is my name too. That shit was funny too. You played Eddie Murphy's co-star in that. So you and Eddie got a real dope relationship. Because that is something else that rolled out, during this pandemic too, as well, right?
Yes, it is. Eddie and I knew each other from before, way back in the Norbit days. And we've been in the club together. I have a picture of Eddie and I in my living room, but I was closer to Charlie, rest in peace, Charlie Murphy, as being comedians, being out of the road and stuff like that. Eddie had already done that. But I have, been invited to the house. I have kicked it with him personally. And he really has a thing for funny women. He really has a thing for funny, real women. And I just fall into that category, praise the Lord. And, I can't wait till I get another invite and can go back again.
Yeah. Another friend that you work very closely with in the industry, Wendy Williams, working on her, some writing for her in the past when she was doing some stand-up. I don't know what she was thinking, but Luenell behind it. I was like, fuck it. I'm rolling with it. It's Luenell writing it. But her recent passing of her mom, so definitely condolences to the Williams. But have you reached out to Wendy and spoke with her since?
Yes, I have, and she's responded back to me, and of course that's personal, and we are friends. She trusts me. She knows I'm not a fame whore trying to jump off of fame because I know Wendy. I got my own career, so she can trust me. So yes, we have spoken. through text.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Also, too, the relationship with the Rihanna Fenty line. My wife got some of the lip gloss in the mail a couple of days ago, and she's going crazy with it. So she's making up her face, she's putting it on her lips, the whole bit. But Luenell, you wearing the clothes or not really wearing the clothes? I saw the shit. I was like, okay. And folks say, hey, man, Luenell out here rocking it. So how was that experience being in that fashion show? And there's many other celebs also in it, but you a part of that. How did that relationship happen? And how excited, you were to be a part of that?
Well, Rihanna's tour bus driver is a friend of mine who was our Cat's tour bus driver when we were on the road with Cat Williams. So he drove us. Because Cat had his own bus and we had our own bus. And we just remained friends. And he started driving, also always was driving for other celebrities as well. And one night he called me and he said, hey, because we remained friends over the years. He said, hey, we was just watching you on the tour bus. I said, we who? And he said, me and my client. I said, well, who's your client? And boom, Rihanna popped on the screen like that. I was like, wow. I thought I was having a stroke, and even though I'm an older woman, I know, talent and beauty and power when I see it. And that's Rihanna. And so we talked about the fact she was a fan of mine. I was very honored. And then I told her that my daughter really liked the Rihanna Savage X Fenty makeup. And she said, she was very happy about that. And I said, and I see you out here with that lingerie line. I said, too bad you don't have any lingerie for a big girl like me. And she said, I do. And I said, well, I would love to be a Savage X Fenty lingerie ambassador. She said, let's make it happen. And we Kiki and all that got off the phone. I didn't think no more about it. Then a couple of days later, somebody from her corporation hit me in my DM, said, send me your email. I sent them my email. And boom, 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 contracts start coming through. So I just want the people to know that I'm not in her lingerie on social media because I think I'm all that. I'm on there because it's part of my contract. And I was like, I got to do this twice a month, but Rihanna don't whore nobody out. She pays very well. And I want to just thank her for that and thank all the people who have ordered any Savage X Fenty lingerie because of her and I. Appreciate that.
During this pandemic, Luenell, what have you learned kind of about yourself in this pandemic? Because we still learning, we still growing, and we've been kind of forced to learn. You're already a creator, and I'm sure being a creator, you've been thinking of ways to do something different. But what have you learned during this pandemic?
Well, I learned that self-care and taking care of yourself is really number one. Not trying to meet the obligations of other people, but taking care of yourself is number one, which is very hard in the beginning because you don't have the power to say, no, I'm going to take, 4 months off and then I'll holler at you. But it's just really, really important to take care of yourself health-wise, for people my age and coming up. Your pressure, your sugar, and all that kind of stuff they talk about. It's everything in moderation. Like we can't be eating bacon every day. We can eat bacon like
I gotta have some bacon
once a week. You
know.
I mean, because I know what the health requirements are. But I was born in Arkansas and raised in Oakland, California, and me stopping eating bacon is like me stopping, drinking water. Like, what? But I have learned to taper that down and stuff like that. I also learned that you know who your real friends are, and even in your family, due to the hard times and stuff like that, when you're not popping and flossing and doing things for folks and stuff like that. And I learned to tap into God more. I was already there in my own little way, but now we have a regular conversation, and I think that that's what everybody should, no matter what you do, or happy Hanukkah to everybody, and Kwanzaa's coming up. But I think that you should recognize that there is a power better than you that's keeping you alive. I mean, everybody's not even
sure.
making it out of 2020. Look at the people that's not making
Man,
it out of 2020.
listen. If you made it this far to December, you ought to be thankful. Man.
Yeah, but let's make it out. Let's everybody make it out. Let's make it a, if you got the stroke out, do it on January 2nd, 2021.
You know what I want to see in 2021, Luenell? And what I thought you was going to say that you was probably working on during this whole pandemic. And you all over Netflix. I want to see a Netflix special. That's what I want to see.
Well, that's great. And I think that y'all should reach out to Netflix and I'm not in charge of shit. It's like being on a date. They got to come to me. I could be like, I want to be on Netflix. You look stupid. But if they will give the public what they want. Got to give the people the people what they want.
Luenell, listen, they got to get you something. I mean, all this shit you're doing, I mean, again, finessing the game and have been doing it for so many years. Who's that person that's finessing the game for you, Luenell?
Tell me again, like what do you mean finessing the game for me?
Well, I'll elaborate. So each and every week on the Finesse Media podcast, I ask my finesses, that come on. Who's finessing the game for you? And that doesn't necessarily mean a person. It could be a brand. Last week someone actually said a brand, but it can be a brand, just someone or something that you look at and say that has been finessing, or that person has been finessing the game for some time.
Well, I'm gonna have to say like Nipsey Hussle, the late great Nipsey Hussle. I live in the area. I saw what he was doing. I see how he moved. You can't find out nothing. He got a very stealth squad, and it's not about the people who want to brag about knowing you and what you're doing. It's about the people who can keep it down and hold it together. So Nipsey has been a big influence for me, and I'm not no young woman, But see, I was liking Nipsey for the wrong reason at first. When he was banging, I was like, "Who did little thug?" I like it. All right.
No,
we're shutting it down over here. We've been here. This is my second interview after doing my show, but I try to keep my word. I'm just glad y'all text me and be like, don't forget.
No.
In 15 minutes. I told you, send me a reminder, because I'll be like, what? Oh, okay.
No, a real OG you are, Luenell. And just before you get up out of here, I know you said that you connected with folks, but there's a new app called Clubhouse, and there's a lot of folks on it. So are you on it talking and giving some good advice about the industry or insight?
Listen, I already spend too much time on Instagram, and with my family is Facebook. If Clubhouse, is there a way to get paid on Clubhouse?
No,
because I don't need to spend any more time yakking on the fucking internet. I can fuck off a whole day doing that shit. I've been invited. We'll see what happens. I might check it out. I'm prone to checking it out. But if it's not about, is Clubhouse connected to your Cash App or anything like that?
No, it's not connected to your Cash App, but you can let folks know your Cash App and let folks know how they can keep up with you, Luenell. It's been a good conversation with you as always, and having you on is a pleasure, is an honor. Again, I said this over and over. You're definitely someone that's been finessing the game. One of my favorite comics. And when you meet other celebs, you think and you have this impression, and I never had a other impression than this. So it's been great that from the first time you came on and then up until now, you've been dedicated. You keep your word, like you said. And so I love to have you on again and again and again. But let people know how they can keep up with you. Give them your Clubhouse. No, give them your Cash App.
Okay, no, my Instagram is at Luenell, at Luenell. My Facebook is The Official Luenell. I just spelled my name, and you ought to know how to spell official. I have a website called heyluenell.com, HeyLuenell.com, where you can look at clips of old stuff I've done or order merchandise. I have t-shirts and bags made with Swarovski crystals. My stuff is fly AF. I will be on the this weekend's episode of Ghost
Power Book. How can we forget about that? I was going to mention that. Damn, I forgot. So
Power
how was that?
Book 2 Ghost. Yes, I think my episode is this weekend.
Okay.
And also coming up on Netflix, another program, Jamie Foxx's Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, about him and his daughter. I did an episode of that. And then, of course, Coming to America on March 5th on Amazon Prime. And for those of you who love YouTube, you can check me out on YouTube on my YouTube show, Hey Luenell, HeyLuenell. Subscribe and push the little like button and the little bell and all that stuff, what the kids tell me to say. And I'll just be here. I'm easy to reach.
That's what's up. No, on that power, I gotta check it out. You grabbing the bag on it? What you doing on there? Can you give us a
You
secret?
have to wait and see. You're gonna have to wait and see. Where the money provides, what they say, what that little queen say on the where the money resides, where the money resides, where the money resides, where the money resides. Do you know about that Instagram thing? Lord have mercy.
Oh, Luenell, I told you I'm 35.
I know. I got a 25-year-old. She about to be 25 in January. She keeps me kind of in the link of the ratchetness. So really funny. Well, thank you very much for having me.
The original bad girl of comedy came back to the Finesse Media podcast and giving us some more knowledge and just checking in with you, Queen, making sure that you were good. Please come back. Please come back. You've been listening to another episode of Finesse Media Podcast. I'm your host, Ken Finesse Media, and I'll see you next week with something brand new. Peace.
Peace.
This has been another edition of the Finesse Media Podcast. Join us again next week for the latest news from HBCUs. Special guest